Hi, everybody. How are you today? Me, Mrs. Robin, back again. Did you miss me? Today we're going to be talking about the coronavirus. I bet you have heard that word a lot. I bet the adults in your world, your moms and your dads, and maybe your teachers online and all kinds of places are talking about the coronavirus. Well, my feeling friends and I decided that we wanted to get together with you and talk about it as well. So, in case you haven't seen one of my videos or activities yet, or you haven't visited mrsrobbins.com, just so you know, I'll introduce myself. I'm Mrs. Robin, and I have feeling friends, and we do all kinds of fun things together. So, if you go to mrsrobbinsneighborhood.com, you can check them all out. But Mrs. Robin's neighborhood, what's a neighborhood? Well, we all live in neighborhoods, right? You have a house in your neighborhood where you live, and maybe you live where there are other houses. Maybe you live next to a building like a fire station or a grocery store or a library. All neighborhoods have people, and they all have buildings, and they all have places to go. And some neighborhoods are like mine. I live in Massachusetts in the United States. Some other people live in other neighborhoods in other countries like Europe, like England. Europe is a continent. Hello? Maybe some people live in let's say Florida in the United States, and it's nice and warm where they are in their neighborhood. And yet, one thing we all have the same in our neighborhoods is the fact that we cannot go out in them right now. Because of a thing called the coronavirus, we all have to stay inside. We can't go out in our neighborhoods. Why? Because there is an invisible germ out there. And this invisible germ, called the coronavirus, is keeping us all inside. Oh, look who came to join us. What are you doing? That's anxious Amira. She's a little anxious. What does that mean? When you feel funny inside and maybe a little bit scared and nervous and you don't really want to do something, and so she is... Oh, it's all right, Amira. Amira said she's very anxious about this coronavirus. She keeps hearing about it and she doesn't understand why she can't go outside, and she's afraid and anxious and nervous and scared. So, well, sometimes when we don't know about something, it can make you feel anxious. And so let's learn about it. What is this coronavirus? Well, it's kind of like an invisible germ. And this germ, it goes around and it can fly through the air if someone sneezes who has the germ inside them, and it can fly through the air and get to you, or it can hang out in places like on doorknobs or TV remotes or mailboxes or newspapers that get delivered or food containers or boxes that come from the post office. It can live on a lot of things. And if you touch those things and you didn't wash your hands, and then you put your hands near your face or you eat something with your hands, then the germs get from outside you to inside you. And when they get inside you, they could make you sick. And so that's why we're all having to stay inside our houses. This germ, if he doesn't have any friends, he'll go away. And that's what we want to happen. We want this germ to go somewhere else and find friends. We don't want him in our world because he makes us sick, and so he can't stay with us. And so, yes, anxious Amira. That's what has to happen. And so she said, if the coronavirus goes away, she won't be so anxious anymore. Well, yes, so me too. And so anyway, how do we keep this coronavirus away? Well, I brought something to help you. This is my learning board, right? In order for the coronavirus to stay away, you have to do a few things. The first thing you have to do is wash your hands. You have to wash your hands a lot. And when you wash your hands, there's a special way you have to do it. And I'm going to show you that in 1 second. What else? 2, we don't touch your face. when you touch your face, then that gets the germs from your hands to inside your body. Germs can't just go through your skin. They have to either go in through your mouth or your nose or your eyes or something you eat in order to get inside you. So if you don't touch your face, then the germs can't get inside you. What's the third thing? Well, the third thing is called social distance. Those are some big words, and some of you might not get what that means. But what it means is you have to stay home. You have to stay away from people because this germ is invisible and he can be inside people and they don't even know that he's inside them. And so when they sneeze, achoo, and it gets on you, and then you rub your eyes because you're tired or something, and he didn't even know he had it, that's how the germ gets in you. And remember, we don't want this germ to have any friends to play with. We want him to get angry and upset and sad and lonely and bored so he will go away. So that is why we are staying inside. All right? Now there's something. When you wash your hands, you have to do it in a particular way. Okay? You can't just put your hands under the water and then that's it. No. There's a special way that you have to do it, okay? And so you have to do it with warm water and soap, and you have to do it for 20 seconds at least. So what does that mean? How long is 20 seconds? If you sing happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday, Mrs. Robin, happy birthday to me, twice, 2 times, that's like 20 seconds. So those are the 3 big things you have to remember when you're washing your hands. Very important, because if you do that, the germs will go away. And when you wash your hands, you have to make sure that you're rubbing the soap and water all over your hands and you're getting in all parts of your hands and your nails and everything. And then you're rinsing them and then the germ will go away and then you can be safe. The other thing you want to make sure you're doing is washing things around and keeping tables and remote controls and doorknobs and things clean so you can disinfect them so that people can remember, so that people cannot be afraid to touch things inside your house so you can stay safe. All right? So those are the things that you have to do in order to stay safe. And so that the virus won't go inside you and he won't have anywhere to go and then he will go away. Oh, look! It's Sad Sam. Hi, Sam. I say, don't be sick. Oh, Sam is so sad because he can't see any of his friends. I know, Sam. I'm sorry. I'm sad too. I don't get to see my son Colin or my daughter Jessica or my other stepdaughter Dakota or my friends or my kids that I teach. I don't get to see anybody either. I bet all of you are sad. I bet you want to play with your friends and you want to go to baseball practice and dance lessons and go to the park and run around. It's nice out. It's spring. We should be outside playing, right? Yeah. And now we can't. We all have to stay inside because this stupid virus is out there and it's making us stay inside and it's making us lonely and it's making us... Well, look who's here. It's Angry Aya. Angry Aya says she's angry at this coronavirus. She's sick of it. She's been stuck in her house for 2 weeks already and she wants to go out and play and she's just angry. And so, I know, a lot of people are probably feeling like you are, Aya. But what can you do if you're angry, right? So maybe you can draw a picture of the coronavirus on a piece of paper and invent one and then crinkle up the paper and throw it in the trash and that'll help you get rid of some of your angry feelings. Or you could shout and say, I'm angry. But then what do? You find something to do to make you feel better. And getting together with friends is something that makes you feel better. So that's kind of why me and my feelings friends are here. We want you to be our friend and you can help me and my friends from being lonely, and you won't be so lonely because you know why? Oh, they want to sing the song. The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier you'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Yeah? So when we do things with friends or your brothers or your sisters, because you can't really play with friends, real friends now, it makes you happy. But we can play together because we're in a safe space. We're not next to each other, right? Social distancing, there's that word. You have to stay far away from someone, right? It's like you have to stay as far apart as the tallest dad in the world that you can imagine. If he were laying on the floor, you can't be that close to him, right? So it's pretty far apart. So it's just best to stay home. Well, so there are some other things, something else that we can do that I think could be kind of fun and help you guys to figure out this coronavirus and how to stay safe in it and help to stop the spread of it so it'll go away so we can all go out and do what we want to do. Because, you know, if you do something that helps and you do something that makes you feel like you're in control of a situation, like you're doing something to help, it makes you less anxious, and then that makes you feel better. And then, really? Oh, Anxious Amira said she wants to play the coronavirus superhero game. Do you want to play with us? Oh, they do. You're right. They do. Yay. She's very happy. All right. Well, then just a minute. I'm going to get what I need, and I'll be back in 1 second, and we will play coronavirus superhero game. Hey. Okay, so here I am. I am now Silly Sally. And Silly Sally, if you remember, is not going to be following the rules that we talked about to stay safe during the coronavirus. So your job is to catch her in our coronavirus superhero game. You need to catch Silly Sally doing things that she should not be doing because she's not being safe. So we're going to look for unsafe coronavirus behaviors. Okay? All right, so here we go. I'm going to pretend that I have been outside playing at the park, and I'm going to be Silly Sally. And I have made this red. It's red on here. I don't know if you can really see that it's red where you are. But it's, whoop, that doesn't help. It's really red. There you go. And it's, I made it so that we can pretend that we can see the virus where it is. So you can see how the virus moves from one place to another. Remember, we really can't see it with our eyes because it's invisible. But for our game, we're going to be able to see it. Okay? All right, so here we go. Okay. Oh, hi, Mommy. Hi. I was outside playing in the yard, and now I'm really hungry. Yeah, so I got to get some crackers, okay? Oh, look at this cracker. It's so good. Thank you, Mommy. Second. Did you shout stop? Yeah, you should have shouted stop. That's how we're going to play this game. If you see Silly Sally doing something that isn't safe, you need to shout stop so Silly Sally won't do it. And Silly Sally should not eat this cracker because, as you can see, the virus went from my hands onto the cracker and now it's going to go in my mouth like we talked about. So that is why we need to wash our hands before we go and put anything in our mouth. Every time before you eat, you need to wash your hands because the virus could be hiding anywhere. Okay? All right. Well, now we're going to have to go and wash our hands. So here we go. Okay, everybody. Hi. So you can't see me right now, but you can hear me. Now remember, Silly Sally was going to eat the cracker and she didn't wash her hands. So now you stopped me. So now I'm going to wash my hands. Here we go. There. Oh, I'm all done now. Thank you. Oh, good. What? You yelled stop again. Why? Oh, Silly Sally didn't use soap. Here we go. I need to get soap on my hands. Okay. There we go. Oh, good. Okay, all done. All done. What do you mean, no? Oh, I forgot it wasn't long enough. Oh, okay. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, Mrs. Robin. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, Mrs. Robin. Happy birthday to me. I don't see any germs. All right. Hi. Was that fun? I hope you liked that game, and I hope you learned some ways to stay safe. I did want to tell you two other ways that they're now saying on the news might also help you to keep safe, and some of you might be doing it, and some of you might be seeing people. For example, if you're riding by in a car on the way to the grocery store and you go to the grocery store, you might be seeing a lot of people now that are wearing gloves on their hands. Gloves are another way that we can keep the germs outside of our body and keep us safe. Another thing that you might see some people wearing is a mask, and so it goes like this on your face. Like this, right? And it's not the most comfortable thing to be wearing, but you can pretend you're a doctor, right? But what it does do is it keeps the germs outside. It doesn't let you breathe them in or get them in through your nose or your mouth when you're breathing and when you're around, because the invisible germ can try to get in that way and the mask will stop it. Okay? So that is the end of our coronavirus fun activity for today. And I hope it makes you feel a little safer now that you know what you can do to keep the virus outside, and also what you can do. Oh, did you catch that? I just touched my face, didn't I? Oh, it's very hard not to touch your face. Also what you can do to help stop the spread of the virus. So last thing to tell you is, in case you haven't been, like I said, check out mrsrobbins.com, because we now have a contest running on our Instagram page, and you get to invent a coronavirus superhero, Corny, the coronavirus superhero, with materials that you have in your house, because we're all staying home. So all my lessons I'm doing from home with stuff I already have, and that's your task too. You have to only use what you have at home. And then you can submit it by this Thursday. I think it's April 9th on Thursday. But you can submit it by then to be part of the contest, and we'll vote, and the winner is going to receive a prize, and their coronavirus superhero is going to be the new Corny superhero. So anyway, check it all out, and I'll see you for some other activities really soon. Thanks for keeping me company and being my new friends. Bye, guys.